Good day, everyone. I welcome you to this episode of the Analysta. So today I'll be speaking on three subjects. First is the federal government of Nigeria's financial 2018 as released early this month. And secondly is the ongoing scandal of $9.6 billion between Nigeria and PNID, Pipeline Industrial Limited. And thirdly, what is expected by the aviation minister, Hadi Sibika, as per his second tenure in office. So now, talking about the government financial as released, it's noticed that we had a revenue for 28 financial year of 3.8 trillion naira, and our total expenses for this year was as high as 7.5 trillion. Of this 7.5 trillion, we spent 78% financing operating expenses, OPEX, and we spent 22% on CAPEX. So what this means is, if we have 7.5 trillion naira and we spent 78% on OPEX, when the inflow was 3.8 trillion, it means we have to borrow additional 2 trillion naira or more to finance OPEX. It's okay for any country to borrow, but when you borrow, you should finance capital expenditures, not operating expenditures. As it is today, our debt profile is increasing. We keep spending erroneously high on debt servicing. Our personnel cost increased from 1.8 trillion to 2.1 trillion without minimum wage implementation. Where is all these funds diverted to? I think the federal government has to be very careful in their expenses, because as of today, all these states are complaining. I mean, they are complaining their IGRs are very, very low, and then what is coming to them from FAC is also low. We borrow the state government money to pay salaries between 2015 and 2017, and we are deducting 122.4 billion every month from 35 states of what goes to them. So that's IGR. So now what's happening is this: these same state governments have no choice than to borrow from foreign and local companies. The debt profile of the government with the local banks, the state government have about 79% by ISPO. So once the FAC is available, before it goes down to them, the bank takes their debits. So when the bank takes their debits, federal government takes their debits, what is left for the state government? They will keep on borrowing. And we see that GMO today keeps borrowing locally every day. So I think this is something that the federal government should seriously checkmate, the borrowing habits. It's becoming very, very alarming. Secondly, talking about the scandal between Nigeria and PNID, I think the federal government have been very negligent in contract expertization. I mean, just a few months back, NNPC told us through one of their bulletins that they just resolved an $8 billion issues. Now $9.6 billion. $9.6 billion for our foreign reserve of $44 billion. This is going to deplete the reserve by 20%. So you are telling me that we are having an issue which is worth 20% of our foreign reserves over what? Over poor expertization. I want to personally applaud the chairman of SPE for chairing the event of the Association of Energy Correspondents for this year, and the title, which was based on effect of sanctity in commercial operations. I think these are the things that the Nigerian government and their representatives need to undergo severally. what happened between the Nigeria and the PNID was this. There was an agreement that Nigeria will supply PNID 400 million standard cubic feet of wet gas. And PNID is to process this wet gas into lean gas, which could be used for gas electricity generation. And what was the benefit to be derived? Nigerian government is to be in custody of its 5% of the lean gas, while PNID hold 15%. Then the byproduct, which is butane and others, PNID will hold the byproduct and sell it as their own revenue, but Nigeria will claim 10% of this. But in this contract, PNID is to source for all the operational needs to adopt these contracts solely the facilities, the equipment. So what happens when they have sourced for this equipment and Nigeria fails to deliver? So this agreement was meant to last for a span of 20 years, in which Nigeria is going to apply PNID 250 million cubic feet the third quarter of the last quarter of 2011, and the remaining 150 the third quarter of 2018. Nigeria breached the agreement, and they have sued for compensations. And let's don't take this lightly, because PNID have won several cases. I mean, they won the case against Argentina, they won the case against Venezuela, the Venezuelan government. So I want to urge President Muhammadu Buhari to look into this with all seriousness, because the effects will be very, very drastic. And I want to advise the management of NNPC. It's becoming a going concern that every single time we are having to face things like this. I want to advise the management of NNPC under the leadership of Kiari to organize conferences, to organize training and to ensure that these things are held to book, that this staff know what they are going into. Having said that, then talking about the aviation minister, I will first want to commend the GCFR, President Muhammadu Buhari, for appointing Hadi Sirika. Why am I commending him for this? Hadi Sirika has structured several credits on behalf of the aviation ministry, and changing Hadi Sirika is going to cause a very big blow, because whoever is going to come in would have to strategize on how to go about these things. So having structured this, Hadi Sirika is going to be a key man in making us compete in AFCTDA. You see, all my previous lectures, I've been speaking highly of this African Continental Agreement. I mean, just a few weeks back, the AFDB, African Development Bank, they invested $25 billion in agriculture. And currently, as we state today, it's predicted that the agreement has a worth of over $3.3 trillion. And by 2030, agriculture is going to put about $1 trillion. So I think this is an opportunity for us to invest our resources and to give an environment creative enough to compete. Because I mean, smuggling in 2018 of just rice was about $400 million. If we have this platform, I don't think we'll have any needs of this smuggling. So I want to urge the federal government, aviation minister on that side, to look into this, and I want to also urge him to look into all the bilateral agreements that we have signed concerning landing and other things with the foreign operators, because this is really going to cause a blow negatively if they are not reviewed. We should also look at the perimeter fencing of the airports. Those for airports that perimeter fencing, they could easily be breached, they could easily undergo security bridges. So also look into this. Time is not on our side. We need to pace up, close the paces, so we compete once this kicks on. Also want to urge the National Assembly, the leadership of Ahmad Lawan, to expedite the approval of AFCTDA. It can never come into book without the Senate approval. So having said this, I'll be expecting your questions, and trust me, once they come in my next session, I'll give an answer to them. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.